What's up, guys? It's Benny. A truly honest, intellectual man will ask questions that he doesn't know the answer to because it's the only way you're going to find truth. And there's no such thing as a wrong question to ask. That's completely insane. Every question is worth asking, whether you're offended by it or not. That's your problem. But every question is worth asking. And Tucker Carlson, even when he was still at Fox, was beginning to ask questions about the videos of UFOs. And why do we have these? And what do they mean? And when it became clear that the government was lying to us, he went to the world's richest man and the guy who probably knows more about rocket ships and space travel than our government, Elon Musk, and said, what the hell are these things? And here's what Elon Musk said.
People sometimes take the fact that we're here on Earth for granted, and that there's consciousness is just a normal thing that happens. But to the best of my knowledge, we see no evidence of conscious life anywhere in the universe. So it might be there. In physics, they call it sort of the Fermi paradox. After when Enrico Fermi, was an amazing physicist, asked the fundamental question: where are the aliens?
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, where are the aliens? And I think if anyone would know about aliens on Earth, it would probably be me.
I would think.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with space stuff. And I've seen no evidence of aliens. So I would immediately tweet it out. This says split second. That'd be like one of the all-time, probably the top tweet of all time. I found one, guys. It's a jackpot. There's some 8 billion likes, Next level jackpot if you find the aliens. I don't think they're keeping this under,
How it is impossible to not like Elon Musk. I mean, you have to be a broken person to not like Elon Musk. But Tucker Carlson isn't a broken person, and neither does Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's a super sharp guy, former special forces guy, government contractor kind of guy, who's now decided to ask questions on his massive YouTube channel, 2.57 million subs. Sean Ryan had Tucker Carlson on his program and sat with Tucker for 3.5 hours to have a long conversation about tons of topics. You can see here just in the title: Revolution, World War III, the bombing of the World Trade Center, Building 7, supernatural phenomena. But it is the supernatural phenomena that we're going to focus on here. And I, again, as ever, encourage you to go follow Sean and to go watch the full interview, right? I don't ever want to take stuff out of context or, be cherry picking here. However, this conversation about UFOs is just really, really something wild. Tucker Carlson saying effectively that he doesn't even care about UFOs anymore. He used to do these regular segments and conversations like that with Elon Musk, where Elon Musk's like, they're not aliens. That radicalized Tucker into understanding what they really are, which are spiritual forces. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen, from Tucker Carlson, speaking about how he knows what the UFOs are now, and how he got there.
The UFO, UAP type phenomena stuff is all spiritual.
I think so. I don't. I mean, look, I should just state about every topic. I don't know shit.
Nobody knows shit.
Yeah, that is the root of all wisdom. As my father always said when we were kids, the root of all wisdom is knowing what an asshole you are. And I think that is totally, and knowing how ignorant you are and how limited your foresight is and all that. So I don't know. But yeah, I would bet my house on it. At least some of it is. I mean, I'm sure some of it's like advanced technology that we possess. The U.S. government clearly does possess a lot of technology that is not publicly known about or available or only in fragments. I mean, that's clearly true. You've done a lot on this. I mean, that's why I first reached out to you, because you did such an amazing segment on that. I was shocked by it, how great it was. That's why I'm sitting here. So you know all this. And clearly that's part of it, but there are other things that are clearly not. They baffle the U.S. government. Here's what I'm really surprised by, and I've actually stopped gathering string on, as we say in reporting, stopped gathering string in this, gathering information, because I'm satisfied that I know enough, and I don't really want to know that much more. Because what I think I know is, this doesn't help me at all to know that. So that's a conclusion I've reached. I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore. But
You truly don't want to know any more
nope,
about it.
I think I know. I think I know what's up. So I can't prove it, so probably not going to articulate it, but I think I know what's up, yeah. But
Can you articulate it?
well, I think it's a really old story. I think it's a really old story. So that's what I think.
What is it?
Well, one, I'm a Christian and I am fairly sincere about it. I try to be sincere about it. More sincere than ever, for sure. But one thing that you notice about every world religion I'm familiar with, I'm interested in that topic, there are commonalities between religions. Jesus is unique, and I believe in Jesus. So I don't believe in any kind of pantheology, okay? I don't think they're all equal or anything like that. I think mine is correct. I think that. Sorry. But there are commonalities that are very striking between all world religions I'm aware of and all creation myths. And one of them, and this is of course true for Christianity, very true, is that the belief that supernatural beings take physical form. They all believe that. The Greek myths, Jesus, most famously, but that they take physical form, that they're not just like some ethereal, they're not just shadows floating around, specters, fog, that they're physical. Like they're as real as the arm of your chair. And that they reproduce with people. Again, Christianity believes that. Jesus, Immaculate Conception, Spirit reproduces with human woman. That's what the story is. And it's described in Genesis as well, in Genesis 6. Again, it's not just the religion of the ancient Hebrews or the religion of the modern Christians. It's Hinduism as well, and the animist religions, the religions of, to the extent we understand them or know about them, of the American Indians, all the same. So if every culture in the world that we know about, who's left any kind of written or physical record, is reaching the same conclusions about something, maybe there's something there. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's not so crazy to think that what everyone else has always thought since the beginning of time, which that there is this combination in cases of human beings and the spiritual realm, whatever that is. I can speak about it with no precision at all because I don't understand the specifics of it, but I know that it has been written about since people have been writing. And so it's a little weird to think that in 1945, really the day we dropped that first bomb on Hiroshima, from then until now, it's just a speck of time in the continuum of history. For that one period, we've assumed that's not true, but everyone else has always assumed it is true. I'm kind of going with everyone else on that, just on the odds, okay? It's a very long-winded way of answering your question, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at. I think there's some evidence that that's real. So, and I don't want to fully articulate it because it sounds like so out of the realm, but it's not out of anyone else's realm. In fact, it was at the very center of everyone else's realm until like just the other day. So I don't think it's a crazy thing to think, and I happen to believe that's true. So whatever, but I can't prove it. So I'm certainly not an evangelist on the subject at all, and I also don't know how that helps anybody to say it. So I've tried not to talk about it because I don't know it's true, and I don't really know what you do about it if it is.
What was
other
it
than
that
say your prayers?
What was it that what was it that led you to believe
Talking
that?
to a lot of people. I got really interested in it, and since that is my job, that's literally my job, is to call people and see them and have dinner with them and talk to them. And that's what I've done my whole life. So it's like that's just natural for me. It's not a hobby. It's my profession. I hate to use the word reporting because it's been so discredited by the liars. Oh, we've done a lot of reporting. Here at NBC News, we've done a lot of reporting. F***ing liar. You talk to some flack at CIA who told you a bunch of lies, which you're now repeating to me and my kids. So shut up. You haven't done any reporting. I hate to use the word reporting, but just like satisfying your curiosity by trying to identify who might know, talking to a bunch of people about it, assessing who's telling the truth. Maybe they're wrong anyway, but you can kind of feel whether someone's telling the truth. And there are ways to know or to get closer to knowing whether someone's telling the truth. And just talk to a lot of people. And I've done that because I got really interested in it, sort of by accident. I never thought I'd be interested in this at all. And so I talked to a lot of people, and I was really shocked by what credible people told me. They could all be wrong. Of course, I can't prove it.
Yeah.
But I became completely satisfied, I'll say that they were not lying and that they were right or in the vicinity of right. I always assume the details are wrong. I was a police reporter for a while, and you interview someone like a shooting. You've obviously seen shootings, but most people don't see shootings. So you think if you saw a shooting, you'd like remember every detail of the shooting. They get them all wrong. People aren't good at detail. Okay, that's just true. But they are good at themes. They're good at themes. Like, they remember the guy's fat. He may have been 400 pounds. He may have been 280. He was fat. Like, if everyone says the guy was fat, he was fat. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what we do. We can't say that. And so if everybody you talk to is saying, oh, this is really upsetting, I don't know what this means, but here's what I know. Here's what I heard someone say. I was in a meeting, or here's what, what I mean? It was that kind of stuff. And I didn't talk to anybody in the UFO community. I'm not even sure what that is. I know I don't trust I don't trust anybody, actually. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my job to trust people. So it's my job to assess whether what they're saying is right or not. So I talked to people who I thought had firsthand knowledge. I talked to a number of them. And then I was like, whoa, I'm out. Because I don't need to go farther than that. I mean, I think that the real struggles are unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. It's a part of every theology. In fact, it is theology. That is theology. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West, since 1945.
It's very similar to a very long, very fascinating conversation that Tucker and I had at dinner a couple months ago. I don't claim to be Tucker Carlson's best friend, nor am I an advisor or anything other than like a deep appreciator of what Tucker Carlson does. But he is somebody who is relentless on questions like this. And he said he found the answer. And the answer is that UFOs and aliens are actually spiritual beings, and they've always been here, and they've never left, and that they can have a profound effect on your life, and they can even take your life. And that's something that Tucker's experienced firsthand and spoken with a lot of other people who've experienced that firsthand. And so that's what he says when he's like, you're helpless. When he was like, you're helpless, like, you should just pray because these things are real and there's nothing we can do to stop them. And that is very disconcerting for people that claim to be in control of everything. Like leaders and governments who claim to be in control of it all. And the question is, what next? Like, what do these spiritual forces want? Are they for good or for evil? Maybe they're coming to, maybe they're angels, right? Maybe they're coming to share technology or to improve the state of the human race. But if you've been paying attention, you will have learned that that is not the case, in fact. And Tucker Carlson gets into it with Sean Ryan in sort of the end cap for his conversation about aliens and what they are. Tucker says, well, just go ahead and look at what the impulses are of modern society. It's suicide, and no other species does that. Every other species does everything they can to defend their species and to improve and greaten their numbers, except for humans. Humans are right now on a horrible downward spiral, looking like our numbers are going to decrease pretty severely and may even accelerate. And that's an awful thing. It's suicidal. No other species does that. Are we being acted upon by evil spiritual forces? Watch.
The fact that anyone would even consider getting within 1,000 miles of f***ing around with a nuclear exchange just shows you that the core impulse here is suicide. That's what all of this is. And that's why I personally think it's spiritual. I think the word demonic is suddenly being overused. It's everywhere because it's real. But yeah, if you see a human movement that's anti-human, the push toward nuclear war for its own sake is by definition anti-human, I would say. AI is anti-human by definition. Mm-hmm. Transgenderism is anti-human by definition. Transhumanism is anti-human. Do people act against their own long-term interest? Probably not, actually. So it's probably not human. I mean, I'm like looking at this like very autistically, very simply, trying to reduce it to its most basic elements. And like any movement that's anti-human is probably not human, is it?
Probably
Did
not.
dogs act against their own collective interest? Do caribou? Do porcupines? Do single-cell amoeba? Do sea cucumbers? No, none of them do. No animal does that because it's not natural. Animals are part of nature. They do natural things. People are subject to the supernatural. So they do things that are not natural, like kill themselves. That's why we're the only species that kills itself. Right? So when you kill yourself, whether slowly or all at once, you're being acted on by forces outside of you, spiritual forces.
And that's why Tucker says you should stop asking questions and just pray. I think he knows too much. Are there evil forces that are acting upon our government? Yes, absolutely. Has our government made deals with these spiritual forces for power? Yeah, I believe so, absolutely. And I've been told so by members of Congress. Will we learn about that in our lifetimes? And will it change the way that we view America forever? Yeah, I hope so. There's some really good people doing a lot of good work on this stuff. But the best that we can possibly hope for is the ability to continue to ask these questions. And the truth shall set you free. There's no such thing as a wrong question. It's your boy Benny, even if you don't like the answer. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't think too hard about this. It's a tough one. The stories in your Bible are real.